My journey with this book, A Course in Miracles, started more than 30 years ago in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, where I was introduced to this book. And I have been documenting my journey, my spiritual journey fueled by the teachings of this book ever since. This YouTube channel that started in 2008, we're 2022 right now, so that is 14 years already, was just part of the bigger picture and part of the project that I started more than 30 years ago, documenting my life and specifically documenting my journey with the teachings of A Course in Miracles with the intention to demonstrate, with the intention to capture miracles life as they were unfolding. That was always the purpose of my YouTube channel, and my YouTube channel was just a little part in a far greater picture. I started this YouTube channel so that I could post my videos often the same day as I recorded them, so that I could leave an actual, not a paper trail, but a digital trail that yes, this happened on this day. This was my storyline, this was my state of mind, these were the events that were happening today. I've been doing this for more than 14 years. And I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it. I was building and building and building and building my storyline by just documenting my life and keep posting whatever I could and banking whatever I couldn't edit, just because I didn't have the time. Truth be told, nobody was interested. Everybody is simply too busy managing their own life, and they should. But I knew I was building something of value and that I needed to continue doing it. I felt driven, I felt cold, I felt guided. Bottom line is, I kept doing it. That's the bottom line. I can justify it any which way I want, but that is the bottom line. I continued to document my life and post as much as I could in real time to YouTube for years and years and years and years. Nobody cared until somebody cared. Until somebody cared. And I knew that somebody started to really care about my YouTube channel because I could see his views. There is an app or a feature on YouTube called Video Analytics. And I can monitor in real time the views that I am getting on my YouTube channel. I can see how these people found my YouTube channel, how long they are watching, how many times they click on a video, which tells me whether they are reading the text under the video or not. there is an enormous amount of information available to me in real time to monitor my YouTube channel. For the longest time, my YouTube channel was dead as a doornail. Nobody was interested in my videos. I barely ever got any views, nothing substantial, until that changed very radically from one day to the next. And all of a sudden, I was getting an overwhelming interest in my videos. And I could see in my YouTube analytics that these views were coming from someone that consciously and deliberately traveled to my YouTube channel, to my channel pages, to watch my videos there. This was not coming from anything like YouTube recommended or YouTube homepage or through notifications. No, these views were coming from somebody that actively traveled to my YouTube channel to watch my videos. And just because of the timing of it, I had a very, very good idea as to whom this person was. And since he was the only one interested in my videos, I immediately customized my videos to him. Because I figured, here you are. No matter what reason you think you have for being here, I am going to engage with you from a course in miracles from the get-go. And here I want to go back to the workbook for, the manual for teachers. And I say I want to go back because I've read this before, but more in a general fashion. What are the levels of teaching? The simplest level of teaching appears to be quite superficial, blah, blah, blah. And then it goes on. Each teaching, learning situation is maximal in the sense that each person involved will learn the most that he can from the other person at that time. In this sense, and in this sense only, we can speak of levels of teaching. Using the term in this way, the second level of teaching is a more sustained relationship, in which, for a time, two people enter into a fairly intense teaching, learning situation, and then appear to separate. They appear to separate. As with the first level, these meetings are not accidental. They're not accidental, nor is what appears to be the end of the relationship a real end. Again, each has learned the most he can at the time. Yet all who meet will someday meet again. For it is the destiny of all relationships to become holy. Holy moly. God is not mistaken in his Son that he created, B'Tselem Elohim. FYI. This particular viewer, a professional YouTube watcher, I made a video about this. He showed up on a very, very particular day on a YouTube channel that was otherwise entirely dormant. Entirely dormant. Nobody had any interest in my videos whatso flipping ever, until this professional showed interest, and showed interest all of a sudden, and with a hot zeal, a memorable hot zeal. And so in my mind, I immediately jumped to A Course in Miracles that had been the foundation of my life for more than 30 years. So, of course, this is my default setting. And I'm going, oh, hello, stranger. You are here to enter into a teaching, learning experience or situation. It was quite the situation with me, because guess what? Here you are. Guess what? Here you are with all your hot zeal and dedication. So I started talking to him directly in my videos, started addressing him directly in my videos, and because I had a very, very good idea of who this person was, I started immediately tailoring my videos to him and him alone. A very specific person with a unique name and birthdays, an actual person, a person that I know who he is. I know who he is, and he knows who he is, and that's all that matters. So we entered a fairly intense teaching, learning situation, and personally, I learned a great deal. For the longest time, it was just him and me on my YouTube channel. And we explored the world together. We explored the world. We explored my YouTube channel and my storyline as it was unfolding in real time on YouTube. I showed him everything he needed to know and more. And we also explored a wide variety of other topics that I felt was important and relevant to our relationship. We watched numerous TED Talks. We watched inspirational videos. We watched a lot of music videos and dance videos just as a mental health break alone. We watched endless cinema therapy. My favorite, because we were both in desperate need for therapy. Come to think of it, we still are. For the longest time, it was just him and me in our magical bubble on YouTube. I was sharing content that was relevant for both of us in a way that only him, who was with me, who was watching everything, who was reading everything, who was interested in absolutely everything I had to say, It only ever made sense to him, and him alone. And he was only ever the one showing up for it. And at unusual times a day, usually very early in the morning. It started maybe at 6 o'clock a.m. But then as our relationship developed, it became earlier and earlier and earlier. We had an amazing, magical time. I could see his activity through my YouTube analytics, so I knew what was going on. I knew what he saw, how long he saw it, when he saw it, whether he came back for more, etc., etc. Verifiable, and at some point I started even screenshotting this just to create yet another paper trail. At some point, more people started to have an interest in my videos. They would maybe see some snippets of a conversation here and there that I had with my faithful viewer. And at the same time, my YouTube channel was growing exponentially because of a very different video that I started producing just because of supply and demand. I supplied because of a demand. And my YouTube channel grew exponentially. I now have over 16,000, I think I'm pushing 17,000 subscribers, and my YouTube channel is generating close to 1 million views every month. Obviously not on these videos. Look at my popular uploads and you will understand. Browse through them. Look at some of the comments that people are leaving. These videos are generating thousands, and some of them 10,000s of views every day, and an enormous amount of engagement. Comments, likes, subscribers. That is where it's happening, my friends, on this YouTube channel. It's all about the poop. And these videos that I am making, I am still only making for a select few. Just because of the peculiar circumstances in which I met this person, I met him, it leans towards the third level of teaching. Occurs in relationships which, once they are formed, are lifelong. The lifelong, I don't know. I have no idea. I won't promise you a rose garden. And you will understand why I am referring to the third level of teaching shortly. These are teaching learning situations in which each person is given a chosen learning partner who presents him with unlimited opportunities for learning. I believe we're not done yet, my friend. These relationships are generally few because their existence implies that those involved have reached a stage simultaneously in which the teaching-learning balance is actually perfect. I invite you into this. This does not mean that they necessarily recognize this. In fact, they generally do not. And this is why I said that I feel that our relationship kind of hovers between the second and third level, because they may even be quite hostile to each other for some time, and perhaps for life. Let's hope not. Yet should they decide to learn it, the perfect lesson is before them and can be learned. And if they decide to learn that lesson, they become the saviors of the teachers who falter and may even seem to fail. Whoa. No teacher of God can fail to find the help he needs. That's great. The intimate space that I had with this one particular viewer has been compromised in oh so many ways. First of all, people started to get interested that really had no business being interested, and my channel grew so exponentially that this person has now gotten lost in the crowd. I can't really adequately trace him anymore. I don't even know whether he's still watching. I hope so. And if you are still watching, I invite you to take this relationship, this learning, teaching situation to the next level, to a far more conscious level. For the greater glory of your salvation and mine. Because as you give, so shall you receive. And as you rescue this damsel in distress, so will you be saved. Isn't that lovely? Should be a romantic comedy, for crying out loud. I should turn this whole drama, this epic drama, into a romantic comedy. All in favor? And this invitation has absolutely zip all to do with the reason and the circumstances under which we met. That is so yesterday. That is so unimportant. What is important is our relationship and the things we shared together. That is important. I think you know how to reach me. That must be you. It's probably my husband.